The Girl at Central by Geraldine Bonner. This is a LibriVox recording. All LibriVox recordings are in the public domain. For more information or to volunteer, please visit LibriVox.org. The Girl at Central by Geraldine Bonner. Chapter 1. Poor Sylvia Hesketh! Even now, after this long time, I can't think of it without a shudder, without a comeback of the horror of those days after the murder. You remember it, the Hesketh mystery? And mystery it surely was, baffling as it did the police and the populace of the whole state. For who could guess why a girl like that, rich, beautiful, without a care or an enemy, should be done to death as she was? Think of it! At 5 o'clock, sitting with her mother taking tea in the library at Mapleshade, and that same night found dead, murdered, by the side of a lonesome country road 118 miles away. It's the story of this that I'm going to tell here, and as you'll get a good deal of me before I'm through, I'd better, right now at the start, introduce myself. I'm Molly Morganthau, day operator in the telephone exchange at Longwood, New Jersey, 23 years old, dark, slim, and, as for my looks, well, put them down as medium and let it go at that. My name's Morganthau because my father was a Polish Jew, a piece worker on pants. But my two front names, Mary McKenna, are after my mother, who was from County Galway, Ireland. I was raised in an East Side tenement, but I went steady to the grammar school and through the high, and I'm not throwing bouquets at myself when I say I made a good record. That's how I came to be nervy enough to write this story. But you'll see for yourself. Only just keep in mind that I'm more at home in front of a switchboard than at a desk. I've supported myself since I was 16, my father dying then, and my mother, God rest her blessed memory, 2 years later. First I was in a department store, and then in the telephone company. I haven't a relation in the country, and if I had, I wouldn't have asked a nickel off them. I'm that kind, independent but that's enough about me. Now for you to rightly get what I'm going to tell you, I have to begin with a description of Longwood Village and the country round about. I've made a sort of diagram. It isn't drawn to scale, but it gives a general effect all right, and with that and what I'll describe, you can get an idea of the lay of the land, which you have to understand things. Longwood's in New Jersey, a real picturesque village of 1,000 inhabitants. It's a little over an hour from New York by the main line, and here and there round it are country places, mostly fine ones owned by rich people. There are some farms, too, and along the railway and the turnpike are other villages. My exchange is the central office for a good radius of country, taking in Azalea, 25 miles above us on the main line, and running its wires out in a big circle to the scattered houses and the crossroad settlements. It's on Main Street, opposite the station, and from my chair at the switchboard I can see the platform and the trains as they come down from Cherry Junction or up from New York. It's 60 miles from Longwood to the junction where you get the branch line that goes off to the north, stopping at other stations, mostly for the farm people, and where, when you get to Hazelmere, you can connect with an express for Philadelphia. Also, you can keep right on from the junction and get to Philadelphia that way, which is easier, having no changes and better trains. When I was first transferred from New York, it's over 2 years now, I thought I'd die of the lonesomeness of it. At night, looking out of my window, I lived over Galloway's elite millinery parlors on Lincoln Street. Across those miles and miles of country with a few lights dotted here and there, I felt like I was cast on a desert island. After a while I got used to it, and that first spring when the woods began to get a faint greenish look and I'd wake up and hear the birds twittering in the elms along the street. Hold on, I'm getting sidetracked. It's going to be hard at first to keep myself out, but just be patient. I'll do it better as I go along. The county turnpike goes through Longwood, then sweeps away over the open country between the estates and the farms, and now and then a village, Huntley, La Tourette, Corona, strung out along it like beads on a
Sample complete. Ready to continue?